Hello everybody. In the last class we have studied about the different layers of the atmosphere. So today we have to discuss the importance of atmosphere or the role of air or atmosphere. Role of atmosphere. So we have discussed all the layers of the atmosphere. Now coming to the functions of the atmosphere. Atmosphere acts as a medium for movement of insects and birds. So the first function is medium for movement of insects, birds. Okay. The first role of atmosphere is that it provides medium of movement for insects and birds. And a very important function of atmosphere is that it protects us from the harmful UV radiations. Protection from harmful UV rays. As we have studied that in the stratosphere layer of the atmosphere, we having a ozonosphere that absorbs the harmful UV radiations. The next role of atmosphere is it is a source of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and all the various gases. So the third most important role of atmosphere is that it is a source of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen for various metabolic activities of living beings. So we are taking our gases. We take oxygen for breathing and carbon dioxide, as you all know, it is required for photosynthesis. So we are getting the plants are getting CO2 from the atmosphere, and we are also getting oxygen from the atmosphere for respiration. Okay. Now next important role of atmosphere is that it maintains temperature of earth. Maintains temperature of earth. Next, how it maintains the temperature of earth, that we will be studying later by the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect, which maintains the specific temperature of earth, that is a moderate temperature. It is neither too high and neither too low temperature, that is mainly maintained by the atmosphere. Second function or next function of atmosphere is that it's help in dispersal of spores, pollen grains, etc. Dispersal of spores, pollen grains, etc. Next function of atmosphere is it transmits sounds for communication. It transmits sounds for communication. How it transmits? Ionosphere is the layer of the atmosphere that we have already studied, reflects the radio waves back to the earth for long distance communication due to presence of ions and free electrons. So the role played by transmission of sounds for communication is mainly by the ionosphere. So I'll write it here in ionosphere. Next function of atmosphere is that burning takes place in presence of oxygen and produces carbon dioxide, that is mainly coming from the atmosphere only. And so I'll write it here that the next important function of atmosphere is the specific climatic conditions and water cycle is maintained due to circulation of air. So atmosphere helps in maintaining specific specific climatic conditions and water cycle is maintained due to maintained due to circulation of air that is present in atmosphere. So these were the functions of the atmosphere. First function was medium for movement of insects, birds, protection from harmful UV rays, source of oxygen, carbon dioxide and nitrogen, maintains temperature of earth. So here we can see that the important function can be cited as this one: maintains the temperature. This one, specific climatic conditions, and water cycle is maintained due to circulation of air. Now we will be studying about pollution. What is pollution? Pollution is any undesirable change in physical, chemical, or biological characteristics in the air, water, and land, which is harmful to the man directly or indirectly through animals, plants, industrial units, or raw materials is called as pollution. So let us study about pollution. What is pollution? Pollution is any undesirable change in physical, chemical, or biological characteristics in air, water, and land. So here we would be dealing with mainly air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. So these undesirable changes, as I already told you, are are harmful to us. So pollution is described as undesirable change in physical, chemical, or biological characteristics in air, water, and land. That is, this undesirable change is harmful to us directly or indirectly. So this is the common definition of pollution. That what is pollution? Now these pollution are caused by pollutants. Pollutants are that substances that are causing pollution. So let us classify the pollutants. Pollutants are mainly classified into two categories: primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. These primary pollutants persist in the same form as they are produced. So let us see there what's the difference between this primary and the secondary. These primary pollutants persist in the same form as they are produced. Like for example, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, these are the primary pollutants because these persist in the same form as they are produced. But here secondary pollutants, these are formed from primary pollutants. Formed from primary pollutants through some reactions. Through reactions, for example, this nitrogen oxides and the hydrocarbons combined together react photochemically, and these form PAN plus ozone. So these are the secondary pollutants, and these are produced by the reaction among these primary pollutants. These nitrogen compounds are the primary pollutants and hydrocarbons are also the primary pollutants, and these react photochemically in presence of light and form this compound pan and ozone. What is pan? It is peroxyacetyl nitrate. This is peroxyacetyl nitrate, PAN. PAN, and it is a secondary pollutant. Now coming to the next point of the primary pollutants. Primary pollutants, these primary pollutants include particulate matter, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and hydrocarbons. So these primary pollutants include particulate matter, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen compounds, and hydrocarbons. Let's see the let's see the constituents of the secondary pollutants. It include photochemical smoke, ozone, PAN. As I already told you what is PAN, peroxyacetyl nitrate, and secondary pollutant. These are the secondary pollutants. Next, coming to the third point of primary pollutants, these are less toxic. These are less toxic, and the secondary pollutants are more toxic. These are more toxic. Why these are more toxic? Because these are produced from the primary pollutant reaction among the primary pollutants, and this phenomena that these are more toxic is known as synergism. These are more toxic than the primary pollutants, and this phenomena is called synergism. These are more toxic than primary pollutants, and this process is called synergism. So here we have discussed the pollutants, primary pollutant and secondary pollutants. Now we would be studying air pollution. Air pollution. Air pollution, as we have already studied that what is pollution, that is the undesirable change in air, water, land. So here air pollution means the addition of unwanted substances or gases in the air. Addition of unwanted substances or gases in the air, and it is harmful to us. That is harmful to us. So addition of unwanted substances or gases in the air that is harmful to us is known as air pollution. So the categories, now moving to the categories of air pollutants. Categories of air pollution. It is categories of air pollutants. Air pollutants, we have two categories of air pollutants, gaseous and particulate. Gaseous air pollutants, and particulate air pollutants. These gaseous air pollutants include gases, harmful gases, and vapors of volatile substances. And these particulate air pollutant includes dust particles, carbon particles, and particles of other metals. So we have categorized air pollutants into gaseous, and particulate type. So these gaseous air pollutants include gases that harmful gases like carbon monoxide, etc. And particulate air pollutants includes dust particles, carbon particles, and particles of other metals. Now let us move to some major pollutants. Major pollutants of air pollution. Major pollutants. In major pollutants, first of all, we will discussing about carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide, it is denoted symbol as CO, carbon monoxide. So its characters, let's see its characters. It is highly toxic. It is highly toxic. How it is produced? It is produced by the incomplete combustion. When there is incomplete combustion, when there is complete combustion, it is we get carbon dioxide. But whenever it is having incomplete combustion, carbon monoxide is produced. It is highly toxic. It is colorless gas, and it is odorless gas. So most harmful effect of this carbon monoxide is that it combines with the hemoglobin of our RBC. It combines with harmful effect. It combines with hemoglobin, that is HB of our blood, and blocks the transportation of oxygen gas. Thus, it finally impairs our respiration and causes death. This impairs respiration and it causes death. As you all know that oxygen is combined with hemoglobin for transportation to our various body parts. But what happens if there is carbon monoxide in the environment is high? The hemoglobin present in the blood will combine with carbon monoxide, because carbon monoxide has 200 times more capacity to combine with HB, that is hemoglobin, because when it combines with carbon monoxide it becomes a stable compound, so it is highly affinity hemoglobin is highly affinity attracted to the carbon monoxide, and when it combines with carbon monoxide it blocks the overall transportation of oxygen and leads to the death. Next major pollutant is 3,4-benzpyrene, unburnt hydrocarbon. So in unburnt hydrocarbon, the highly poisonous is 3,4-benzpyrene. 3,4-benzpyrene. 3,4-benzpyrene, and it causes lung cancer, and it leads to lung cancer. So unburnt hydrocarbon include 3,4-benzpyrene, and it causes lung cancer. So the next major pollutant of air is ethylene. Ethylene is also harmful. Mainly it affects plants as it causes falling of leaves and birds. Affects plants by causing falling of leaves and birds. So till now we have studied the three major pollutants: carbon monoxide, unburnt hydrocarbons, and ethylene. So in the next class we will be studying about next three major pollutants: oxides of nitrogen, smoke, and aerosol. Thank you.